pretty sure they're not going to be as good as the Bone Blossom, which did get a buff, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to the Grow Garden video. If you guys aren't familiar with the channel, typically I like to do update videos where I go over basically everything they added in the update. So today I'm just going to quickly go over all the mechanics, everything new added in the update, so you know exactly what was added and what you should probably be doing for the new Grow a Garden Pet Mutations update. I'm going to be giving away 3 of the new premium primal eggs to 3 of you guys. These eggs are really good, and if you want a chance to win, all the giveaway information is in the description, but don't forget to like and subscribe. The most important thing is that you are in a joinable server or you send me a friend request on my Grow Garden account. Now, before we get into the bulk of the update, as always, make sure you join updates at least an hour ahead of time, because Jendel always does a ton of dev abuse, meaning he typically stocks up a ton of good stuff like master sprinklers and possibly even a burning bud, as well as he does different events that can give you really OP mutations for your fruit. This week in particular, he wanted to make up for last week's lackluster dev abuse, so he made it really good and has done a ton of events so far. And I'm talking like 4 master sprinklers, a few ember lilies, a ton of other seeds, and there's still more time to go. And we also had some pretty cool new dev events, including a couple new ones like an obby where you can actually get this free jump pad cosmetic from completing it, and then another one that you can just get a little duck floaty from. So yeah, if you want to make the most out of every single update, don't just play once the update drops, make sure you play a little bit before. See, we got another new brains event right now with some zombies that have a new infected mutation as I'm speaking. All right, so the new event is out. Let's go ahead and go over all of the new mechanics, because there's actually quite a bit of new stuff in this event. So we have a new primal egg, which you can get from the DNA machine. I'll talk about that. You do need to deal with some upgrades, or you can get the premium version, which now has a 1% chance of having a rainbow egg, which gives you a chance of getting a rainbow version of the dinosaurs. And that is a mutation, which we'll talk about later on, but that basically just really significantly increases their stats. So that is going to be pretty OP. For those who are interested, here are all of the dinosaurs and their abilities on screen. The best dinosaur is the 0.5% chance, again, just like the T-Rex from last update, and it's pretty similar, but this time it devours 3 mutations from one of your fruits and then puts it on another random fruit. So it's actually still pretty good. Besides that, the other pets don't seem too great. I think the Dilophosaurus could be pretty decent because it advances cooldowns and gives a lot of XP to a few other pets, so that could be interesting. But obviously, once there's more of these pets in game, we'll know which ones are extremely OP. Now, besides that, we have something that I didn't expect to come out, but we have an upgrade machine for the dinosaur event. Basically, you donate prehistoric plants to this dinosaur. So go ahead and grab a few bone blossoms, because by now you probably have a few. If you're struggling to get high weight bone blossoms, go check out my last few videos. There's some pretty good ways to get high bone blossoms, but you just donate a few high kg bone blossoms and just keep doing that over and over again, telling it to take all your prehistoric plants, and then eventually you'll max it out pretty fast. It's honestly not hard at all. There you go. Machine is max level, and you can see the machine looks a lot cooler now. Now, basically all we did was unlock the ability to get the primal egg from this machine. We reduced the wait time not only once but twice, which is kind of insane. We unlocked the ability to get more eggs from the machine and unlocked craftable eggs. So if we come over to the crafting machine over here, we now have the ability to craft dinosaur eggs and primal eggs, which are really easy to craft. So honestly, if you guys want me to make a video on how you can macro craft the dinosaur or primal eggs as well as everything else, let me know down in the comments, because I'm definitely going to be doing that myself to get a ton of these eggs. Now let's quickly take a look at how much the cooldown advanced by. Go ahead and donated a pet. Now the timer is only 24 minutes. Hold on, this is actually kind of insane, over 50% faster. So honestly, using the method from my last video to get a ton of T-Rexes is going to be even more OP. You can literally farm a ton of these eggs every single hour now. The fact that it's more than 50% faster and we get more eggs from this machine is kind of insane. And at the same time, you can also craft these eggs. So getting the T-Rex and the new Spinosaurus is not going to be nearly as hard as it was last week. Now, besides that, obviously we have the new pet mutations. I honestly think the main focus of this event should be the new changes with the dinosaur machine, because that is really OP. But we have pet mutations, which you can now basically use to mutate pets that are above level 50. So it's pretty simple. You come over to the pet mutation machine. As long as you have a level 50 or above pet, you can submit it to the mutation machine, and then it takes an hour to mutate the pet, and you can skip it with Robux if you want. Once you collect the pet, you'll notice that the age is completely reset. However, it now has a special mutation and it has a different look. So this is a golden raccoon. This is actually a pretty insane mutation to have on a raccoon. But if we check its view now, you can see the mutation is now added to its description. Golden provides a big increase to the pet's passive, so this is like especially good for the raccoon. However, once again, the age is reset, but you can age it back up to level 50, and then if you want to change the mutation on this pet again, you can donate it back to the pet mutation machine, and it'll once again reset its age and its mutation, but give you a different mutation. Now here on screen are all of the mutations in the game. There's ones like Mega that increase the size of the pet and the XP gain. There's one ones like Rainbow and Golden that increase its passive ability. There's a ton of different abilities, and there's other ones that apply mutations. And personally, I think Rainbow is probably going to be the best for most pets because of that 20% passive boost. But something like Shiny and Mega on like a starfish or something is going to be really OP to get a super high aged pet. So there is a little bit of nuance and definitely some testing that has to be done. But yeah, if you get that 3% of getting a Rainbow, I think I would probably be happy with that. But there is also a Ascended that has a 0.3% chance. That is by far the rarest pet mutation that there is. And this one has a chance to apply Dawnbound mutation to a fruit. For those who don't know, Dawnbound is one of the most OP mutations in the game with a 150 times multiplier, but it was only obtainable on sunflowers. So it seems like this mutation is now going to finally make it obtainable on any fruit, which is kind of insane. Besides that, we now have a few new seeds. Oh, a sugar apple. Okay. As you can see, we have a new best prismatic seed called the giant pinecone seed, as well as in the crafter, we have 4 new seeds that are craftable, with the best one looking like the grand volcano. Now, if you really want to see how good the pinecone and the volcano are, go check out Nightfox's video. But honestly, after watching that video, I don't think these seeds are really that good. And I'm pretty sure they're not going to be as good as the bone blossom, which did get a buff. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. But obviously, there's going to be some testing with those seeds as well, because you never know, maybe one pet with a certain mutation or some pets with certain abilities as well as certain sprinklers might make some of those seeds really OP. And besides that, we have a few new gears to make life a lot easier. If you don't see these in your gear shop, go ahead and join a fresh server, make a new private server or something, because I had to do that to actually see them in my gear shop. But if you go into the gear shop, we have a lollipop, which is going to be prismatic rarity gear, but it does increase your pet age by 1. And then we have a medium toy, which gives a medium boost to your pet's passive ability, which is kind of insane, especially for a gear that you can AFK buy. And then a treat that also boosts your pet's XP over time, which also seems really OP. There are also a couple craftable gears. We have the small toys, which you can craft 3 at a time, which give a small boost to a pet's passive ability as well. And then a small treat, which also gives a small boost to their XP. Now, these toys, the ones that boost the passive ability, I think are going to be incredibly useful, especially for like mooncat methods. Literally using any pet in the game, it's going to make those pets a lot better, especially for something like the mooncat method, the triceratops method. Literally just using any pet in the game with those toys is going to be a lot better. Besides that, let's go over the quick changes. The pet egg shop is now a menu instead of the layout we had before. We now have a new ability for the squirrel, because if you didn't know, the ability was taken away a little bit ago. We have a new archaeologist crate with some new cosmetics that look pretty interesting. You can still get the bone blossom, and there are now bonus quests inside here just to make it a little more rewarding, as well as they apparently buffed the bone blossom. And yeah, just by looking in the wiki, it looks like the base price was increased by like 50,000. That is kind of insane. Yeah, the bone blossom is even better now. I'm definitely gonna have to try using that bone blossom method again. The keyword for today's giveaway is pet with a capital P. But yeah, that is basically all of the new changes in the new Grow a Garden update. Honestly, for a Grow Garden update, this is actually a lot of content. The last few weeks, we haven't really had much, but they actually did quite a lot of stuff. Now, personally, I think the best thing to be farming right now is 100% the dinosaur event with the new upgrade machine and the new eggs and the new crafter. There's just so much more value you can get out of this machine, especially because it only takes 24 minutes to actually process the pet. So I'll be focusing on this, and then maybe towards the end of the week, once I'm done grinding the dinosaur event, then I'll try to get some really good mutations. In the meantime, I'll be leveling up some pets for sure, and also buying some gears. Like I said, if you want me to make a video on how you can AFK the dinosaur machine, possibly AFK the crafter, as well as AFK all the shops, let me know down in the comments, because I can definitely do that for you guys. But that is your quick and easy guide on everything in the new update and how all the new mechanics work. If you enjoyed this video or found it useful, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I haven't really had time to say this yet, but thank you guys so much for getting me to 50,000 subscribers. The support you guys have shown me over the last few days is absolutely wild. I cannot believe we've gained so many subs in the last few days. I really appreciate all of the support. But with that being said, I hope you all have an amazing day and good luck gardening. Now, typically this was a point in the video where I'd roll the winners from my last Grow a Garden giveaway, but because it's only been a day since that video came out, I'm going to give you guys a little more time to enter it, and I'll roll the winners of that giveaway in the next video and the winners of this giveaway in the following video.